This is a download from BFM 89.9, the business station.
BFM 89.9, the business station. Caroline and Uma taking you home on the evening edition. Our topic for the evening, two-wheelers. It's motorbikes here in Malaysia. And, we've all had run-in with motorcycles on the road at some point or another. They can indeed be a downright nuisance. So here's the question. How big a role do they really have on Malaysian roads? Here to discuss that with us, we have Dato Syed Mohamad Aidid, Syed Murtaza, the president of MASAM, which is the Motorcycle and Scooter Assemblers and Distributors Association of Malaysia. We also have Encik Khalili Zulkifli, Secretary General of the Federation of Asian Motorcycles Industries. I'm out of breath. We're going to call that funny. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much for inviting us to the studio.
You're most welcome. Let's start with MASAM to begin with. Tell us, what is MASAM's primary role?
MASAM, as you mentioned earlier, represent the two-wheeler industry in Malaysia. Mm-hmm. Our membership consists of mainly the franchise holder as well as the assemblers of motorcycle in Malaysia. Mm-hmm. We represent more than 95% of the motorcycle being manufactured in Malaysia.
Okay.
And what we do is we speak with a common voice for the interests of the industry, but also we collaborate with the respective authorities dealing with road safety, environmental issues, as well as intellectual properties to ensure that the industry as well as the authorities work together for mutual interest.
All right. So main objectives then would be?
Our objective is in such a way that to collaborate the players of the industry, the franchise holder, the assemblers. As I mentioned, that we make representation on behalf of the industry to the authorities, but we also make representative of the national agenda to the Asian industry, covering the Federation Asian Motorcycle Industries, as well as our representation at the international level, which is the International Motorcycle Manufacturing Association. Openly, I must admit that I'm the national president, I'm the Asian president, and the world president representing the industry.
Okay. Now, just put it in context for us. Why exactly does the industry need representation? Are there specific issues that people are perhaps not aware of?
The most common issue is related to safety.
Right.
And then the next issue, environmental issues as well as intellectual properties. And as the industry, we need to speak with a common voice as we face the national authorities in national level, regional level, as well as international level.
Right.
Because mutually we serve the interests of the community, whether it's the authorities or us. So this understanding and this mutual respect is most important for the survival of our industry and also for the mutual interests of the consumer at all levels.
Right. And what is the role that FAMI plays, the Federation of Asian Motorcycle Industries? Is it a crossover or is it distinct?
No, it is not a crossover. FAMI is representing Asian motorcycle industries, whereby members in that federation, it comes from Taiwan, Singapore, Thailand, and Malaysia, as well as Indonesia. So Malaysia is part of FAMI, Federation of Asian Motorcycle Industries. So we voice our requirements or needs through this federation, and this federation has a link to International Motorcycle Manufacturers Association for the world.
But the objectives are the same.
Definitely right. Yes.
Okay. When you say you voice your requirements and your needs, can you just give us some examples of what you mean?
Probably if you can see some requirements like helmet wearing. Some countries does not legislate helmet wearing.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one example. Second example for probably in technical wise, where some motorcycle does not require exhaust emission to a certain limit. So we try to commonize all this federation under this membership to have one common legislation in technical requirements.
Right.
Why would you, actually, just either of you actually, why are motorcycles so popular? Not just in Malaysia, but I would say in Southeast Asia, in Indonesia, in Thailand. What is the reason for their abundance?
The growth of the two-wheelers business within ASEAN, within Asia, is tremendous in view of the low-cost form of transportation in this part of the world because of the lower income of the society. And they feel that motorcycle is one of the best means of transportation, not only for you to go to work, to go to school, but also to visit places of interest. And because of the regional motorcycle they call the cup model or the moped, is priced in such a way that the local community is able to purchase this form of transportation. And the whole idea is to promote safe riding, safe communicating within your place of work as well as from home to where you like to go.
All right. Okay, we're talking about motorbikes in Malaysia, motorcycles in Malaysia, and we'll pick up in just a little bit. BFM 89.9, the business station. It's Caroline and Uma here with you on the evening edition. We're talking about motorbikes in Malaysia today. Our guests are Dato Syed Mohamad Aidid Syed Murtaza, the president of MASAM, that's Motorcycle and Scooter Assemblers and Distributors Association of Malaysia. And Uma's going to do that introduction later. And also Khalili Zulkifli, Secretary General of the Federation of Asian Motorcycle Industry. So, gentlemen, tell us, how many registered motorcycles are there in Malaysia? Just to give us some idea of the numbers.
The latest count probably is about 7.9 million plus.
Right, 7.9. And is that a trend that's going up? Is it going up all the time?
Yes.
Is that pretty much consistent with the other Asian countries? Is it consistent with Asian countries? I mean, is that trend going up everywhere or just here in Malaysia?
Doesn't depict the same consistency throughout Asian countries. Some countries probably higher, some countries probably lower.
And I think you were right earlier in saying that it is a reflection of income and earning capacity, because you hardly see any motorcycles in Singapore, for example, or at least not in the numbers that we see here, even in Malaysia and in KL.
All right, so a reflection of the economy then.
I think so. But a quick question: I forgot to ask you earlier on. When you say two-wheelers, do you do you include the Harley Davidsons in the super bikes, or you do as well?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure. But given that it's a question of income, and you said that lower income people can afford it as a mode of transportation, with the newer, cheaper cars coming, like the Tata Nano, which is $2,000 and I think they're working on making that even cheaper.
Yeah. In fact, bikes as well.
And the bikes were last week, was it?
That's right.
Some students in India created a bike for 500 Malaysian ringgit?
495 Malaysian ringgit.
Yeah. So with four-wheelers getting cheaper, would that? Do you think that'll actually, people will move on? People will shift between two-wheelers and four-wheelers?
For the ownership of motorcycles, we believe that some of them will transform as they improve their earnings from a two-wheeler to a four-wheeler. But to some of those enthusiasts who love motorcycle, they will continue to ride the big bikes. Mm-hmm. But for the lower income, that is the best they could offer, effort to travel from their working place, or from their home to the working place, to school, and also as a mean of them to commute and do their business, and also in the villages where the restrictions on the roads, village roads and conditions. So motorcycle will still be one of the best way to commute within an environment which is safe, and it gets you faster from point to point. You can just leave your motorcycle there, but in the car it is a different environment. And and the other thing is, to get a motorcycle license, you need only at the age of 16? 15. 15?
Yes.
Even. So you can have a motorcycle license.
Actually, that's something that I've always wondered about. I mean, is it wise to give somebody a motorcycle license at 15? What are your thoughts on that?
To me, this is an opportunity for young people, more so school-going secondary students, in view of the opportunity for them to commute from their home to school and then back to school in the afternoon for the activities.
Indeed, it's just that it feels that there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with it. I mean, you're not allowed to assemble, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
At that age.
At that age.
Right? It's for their protection. And the roads, I mean, our driving conditions, I think nothing to be proud of as well is perhaps the right way to phrase it.
Not that we Malaysian drivers are not very good.
Yeah. So that's why I'm wondering, from the safety aspect of it, is it great for a teenager? Is it really great for a teenager to have a license at 15?
In Malaysia, it's unique in the sense that the authorities have now constructed special lanes for motorcycle. It is one of the countries on a global basis that have initiated, and which we feel that it is so unique that opportunities for motorcyclists to be safer on the road today than before. The only thing is we need to educate these young motorcyclists to be mindful related to safety as well as to ride the motorcycle well. And this we definitely will work with the authorities to assure that riders behave themselves.
Is there much by way of education to raise that kind of awareness at this point in time?
This is continuous effort by the industry as well as the authorities.
Right.
Before you have been issued with a riding license, you undergo some form of coaching training, which we believe the instructors at the respective centers would continuously enforce the young people the safety first, as well as we look forward to the authorities like the police to enforce some of the conditions for riders to assure them that they ride and they ride well and they wear the necessary helmet, and they should also maintain their vehicles well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll delve into more safety on the roads when it comes to motorcycles in just a little bit. In the meantime, we've got BFM News updates. Stay with us.